Before we get going on this Friday night of NBA hoops, let's find out more about this Cavaliers' strong run of late. Andy Baskin stands by with Eric Williams. Gentlemen, take it away.
Thank you very much. Michael Regai joining us. Eric Williams. We're inside the locker room. Eric, a big night the other night. 20 points all in the second half. Still got that momentum going for tonight?
I'm just gonna go out there and play basketball. You know, our guys had it going earlier. Booz and LeBron had it going early in that first half, so it was no need for me scoring. Second half, the guys said they was gonna look for me, and that's what happened. So I just try to play the game as it come along, and so tonight, just trying to get the win.
All right, you were with the Celtics earlier. You played these guys in the preseason. 18 points against them. A little bit of magic chemistry against these guys. What do you guys need to do to win tonight?
We just got to stay consistent on the defensive end, not give up easy baskets. They got three, guys that can score, put 20 points up every night. So, it's going to be a tough defensive outing for us tonight. And, it's going to be a very energetic game that we must play. And, hopefully we can get on the break and get some easy baskets for ourselves to try to, combat some of the easy baskets them guys is going to get because, let's face it, they've been scoring all this year. And with three veteran guys, three former All-Stars. So, you just got to go out there and just try to play the best you can, and hopefully at the end you get a win.
All right, best of luck tonight.
Thank you.
Send it back out courtside to Michael Regai.
All right, Andy, appreciate that. Yes, this the Twin Cities, downtown Minneapolis, all aglow on this Friday night as the Cavaliers last won in here 2 seasons ago. Let's get my partner Matt Gukas all geared up. Matty, how about for a Cavaliers victory tonight? What must they get accomplished?
Well, Michael, against Minnesota, you're going to see some zone. You got to get inside it, and you have to make some perimeter shots, and then you always have offensive rebounding opportunities. Shot selection, very important against this team because they have good shot selection. You have to match their efficiency and the toughness, mental and physical. If the Cavaliers can do that like they did against Detroit, beating a good team on their home floor, that's what it's going to take here.
Cavaliers 6 up and 20 down on the road as we take a look at the starting lineups tonight. Brought to you by our friends at Ford for the Cavaliers. That familiar starting front line now of Eric Williams, who had the big second half. The phenomenal play of Carlos Boozer and Zydrunas Ilgauskas-Z, who fouled out the other night against Shaquille O'Neal and the Lakers. Jeff McGinnis has had the fine assist-turnover ratio, and the Cavaliers are 5-2 for Paul Silas since McGinnis has joined leading scorer LeBron James in the backcourt. Paul Silas's trademark has been having his club play strong in the second half of seasons. For the Minnesota Timberwolves, 34-14, won 17-22 here at home. Latrell Sprewell and Kevin Garnett, formidable forward combination with Irvin Johnson, the shot blocker in the middle. Sam Cassell joined by lockup defender Trenton Hassell in the backcourt. And Hassell, speaking of today around Minneapolis, Matty, the assignment that he will have from the Cuyahoga Heights native and one of the former top high school players in Ohio, Flip Saunders, and that will be Trenton Hassell on LeBron James.
And of course in Hassell, they're going to give up some offense, but he's one of those tough defenders who will make his opponent work for shots, and he's got a good record for that so far this year. But the interesting matchup is going to be Carlos Boozer and Kevin Garnett. Boozer did not play when these two teams last met in early November, and it enabled Kevin Garnett to help out on other people. Now with Carlos Boozer's ability to knock down open jump shots, you got to wonder what Kevin Garnett will do. I have a feeling he's not going to want to let Carlos get off easy.
All right, let's take a look at the uniforms tonight, brought to you by Cintas, the uniform people. The wine and gold on display for the Cavaliers, of course, on the road here in the Target Center, and the T-Wolves in their home whites, of course, trimmed in the forest green. And the black is, well, this crowd has been energized all year long here in the Target Center. Their basketball team expected to do big things and go deep into the NBA playoffs. Cavaliers, a first look at the offensive end. Boozer, as we thought, being checked by Garnett. Ilgauskas underneath the rack, and Z got fouled on his way up, says Violet Palmer, whom we see for the first time this year, along with Kenny Mauer and Steve Javie, the officiating trio. And Zydrunas getting himself right to the free throw line early.
Obviously Minnesota having the second best record in the Western Conference. Is a good defensive team, third best in field goal percentage against, but as you saw there, when you swing the basketball quickly and get sharp execution like that, Z had terrific inside position on Irvin Johnson, 2 feet in the paint, and there's nothing you can do with Z when he catches it there.
Zydrunas will split the pair from the line. Z, the 71% free thrower, and as we mentioned, fouled out on that controversial shot block that resulted in the 6th foul. rejecting Gary Payton. Boozer had a hand on it against Sprewell, who will now raise up and ring up that short jumper. Averaging 18.4 points per game, and Matty, he lit the Cavaliers up for 31 and hit 4 threes in that win in the gun in November.
Well, Sprewell's a streaky offensive player. When he has it going, a guy like Garnett is just willing to let him go. Same with Sam Cassell. Garnett kind of reads the situation and does what's ever called upon.
LeBron James found Boozer inside with that jump hook going glass. Carlos with his first field goal hit of the night. And a good breakdown and good take from LeBron James as he found some room baseline for the Cavaliers.
And Cleveland with a little bit of a surprise matchup situation here. Zydrunas Ilgauskas guarding Kevin Garnett. Boozer with Irvin Johnson.
Saw a little bit of that, Matty, in Gund Arena. Garnett, big step to the hole. Now Trenton Hassell from the baseline. Sprewell had it raked away by LeBron James, and now Latrell Sprewell will debate with Violet Palmer. Is Violet going to change it?
Well,
yes, she is.
Well, Latrell Sprewell argued his case and probably makes a good case there as the ball got slapped out of his hands. Plus, the crowd down at that end of the target center helped change the mind of Violet Palmer.
So Hassell to inbound. Sprewell from deep. Boozer will take off his first board off the Latrell Sprewell miss. Jeff McGinnis, 5th in the NBA assist to turnover ratio. And again, the bottom line, the Cavaliers have won 5 of 7 since McGinnis went in the starting lineup. Sweet take as he turned the corner all the way to the hoop.
And you want to make Sam Cassell work as much defensively as you can. Good move there by Jeff McGinnis.
This is the deluxe talents of Kevin Garnett. And Zydrunas Ilgauskas got up at him and challenged him.
Well, one of the things, like by keeping Boozer off Garnett early, is in playing Irvin Johnson, he doesn't have to worry about his offense. So now Carlos can kind of patrol the lane, help out, and of course take care of the backboard.
Ilgauskas will back down Irvin Johnson. Reverse goes down for Z.
Irvin Johnson comes in with a defensive reputation throughout his many years in the NBA, but so far has looked very soft against Z.
Timberwolves have missed their last 3 shots, and Sam Cassell says enough of that. Matty, he has been playing at an extremely high level for Flip Saunders.
And of course, the Fountain of Youth has also gotten a part of it, making his first All-Star team at the age 34.
Off the Cavalier turnover, the big ticket soaring to the hoop. Kevin Garnett with a deuce.
Jeff McGinnis just absolutely went Olay. Matador defense there, got out of the way. Kevin Garnett evidently thought he might foul him in the 3-point play situation, but I don't know. I say foul and make him earn from the line.
Zydrunas Ilgauskas to drain that jumper over the top of Irvin Johnson. Z being very frisky on the offensive end. Cavaliers by 3 here in the early going. Paul Sato saying he feels very good this evening about the Cavaliers and how they'll compete with toughness as Garnett goes glass to knock it down.
Well, Garnett got the switch with little Jeff McGinnis. I say relatively speaking, little Jeff McGinnis compared to 7'1" Kevin Garnett. He just took him towards the hole.
Cavaliers have hit their last 4 shots, and that's going to be a hold that's going to go on Irvin Johnson. So that'll quickly be the 2nd personal foul on the veteran 6'11" center out of the New Orleans, Irvin Johnson.
Cavaliers wisely keep going to that matchup as Irvin Johnson just made all kinds of problems. Now Flip Saunders, the coach of Minnesota, going to zone defense on the side out of bounds play.
LeBron James shed Hassell. Jumper too strong. LeBron James got Trenton Hassell off his feet. Big story in the Minneapolis Star Tribune today about how Hassell likes the tough defensive assignments. Speaking of playing at a high level, Latrell Sprewell drilling that jumper has been. Well, we talked to Randy Whitman, the former Cavaliers coach, before the game, and nothing but the highest of praise for how Sprewell has fit in with his ball club. Boozer found Ilgauskas. Z had it stripped. It'll stay with the Cavaliers, but this Flip Saunders and the entire organization loving what Latrell Sprewell has brought.
Well, obviously, you know, the fans in New York love Latrell Sprewell. When Jeff Van Gundy was the coach there, he liked him a great deal. And when they had those good players, Allen Houston, Marcus Camby, the year they went to the finals, I think it was 1999. Sprewell obviously was a very effective player with that talented group. So he has his problems when he's on a bad team.
The floater from LeBron James wouldn't go down, and Carlos Boozer had inside position, and Irvin Johnson went over the top, which is going to get Mark Madsen off the Minnesota bench as Boozer big on the glass again.
And Irvin Johnson just whipped the ball hard at referee Steve Javy, who does not take anything from anybody, and started to walk towards Irvin Johnson. Irvin, I think the way he looked tonight, is very happy to go to the bench. It's like his legs were a little heavy.
McGinnis from the baseline to trigger and knock it down. Jeff McGinnis, good sign, Matty. Starts 2 for 2 the other night, just 1 of 8 from the floor.
That's a good jump shot when you go inside out against the zone defense instead of just pass around the perimeter and shoot the jump shot.
Kevin Garnett trying to go over the top with Zydrunas Ilgauskas. Madsen a battle inside and got shoved by Boozer. The Mad Dog, as he's known, and probably most famous for his inability to show any rhythm on the stage in championship time celebration for the LA Lakers.
Well, how could you have any kind of rhythm when you play basketball the way he does, which is very effective? So physical around the basket, throws his body all over the place. He struggles in this area, however, at about 57%.
So Mark Madsen, of course, played for Mike Montgomery at Stanford, now in his 4th year in the NBA. Good fit for him, though, Matty, don't you think, coming off the bench? He and Gary Trent, both the former Ohio Bobcat.
Oliver Miller comes over. Troy Hudson last year has really been unable to play this year. Everybody, it seems that they add is the right fit because, again, they just want to be on a winning team and willing to do whatever it takes.
Paul Silas just absolutely grimaced and fell back in his seat after 2 free throw misses from Madsen. Garnett gets the offensive board, and Matty, we know 9 times out of 10 somebody will bury a jumper, and Sprewell did.
You got to anticipate, even the best free throw shooter, you have to anticipate miss in that situation. And against this team in this building, you just cannot make a lot of mental mistakes, if any.
LeBron James starts 0 for 3 from the floor here in the first 5 minutes. Sprewell backing down Jeff McGinnis. Off the Sprewell miss, LeBron James to the offensive end for the Cavaliers, down by 1. McGinnis in rhythm, got it. Jeff McGinnis 3 for 3 here in the early go.
Nice trail by McGinnis as LeBron James made it look like, and he was trying to get the ball inside as Zydrunas Ilgauskas got Garnett to drop all the way back down, and he did not pick up McGinnis, who was wide open in that free throw line, top of the key area.
Garnett setting that big pick for Sam Cassell. Kevin Garnett to direct it out of bounds and be Cavalier basketball.
You know, for so many years, Flip Saunders always had this very kind of, I won't say intricate by any means, but half-court offense that they relied a lot on execution. With the team that they have now in Cassell and Sprewell, they just come down and play basketball. They're not trying to run any kind of play. They say who has the hot hand, and then they give that ball to that player.
The head coach has a scowl on his face. His ball club up by 1, but there's been a couple of things that Paul Silas wants to address with his Cavaliers.
These everyday low fares to your favorite vacation destinations start at just $49.
You are now free to move about the country.
Ice, static, immobile. Look again. Bill Guerin is ice. Ice is motion. Ice is high. Ice is shaking off the pain to get the game-winning goal. Ice has color. It's a blur from the blue line. Crimson in the crease. Ice isn't cold. It's cool. Cool to the touch. Cool to the crowd. The crux of the coolest game. Bill Guerin is ice. See the rest of this season and catch the first and second round games of the Stanley Cup playoffs.
The cup starts here. You are definitely paying. Now, get the checkbook.
Ohio Edison and the Illuminating Company, First Energy companies, have a new idea. Let the mouse pay your electric bill. Ohio Edison and the Illuminating Company introduce online bill payment. Now you can pay your bill over the internet anytime. No checks, no stamps, just the click of a mouse.
Did you already lick this stamp?
Go to firstenergycorp.com today and let the mouse pay your electric bill.
No, we do not need a new mouse pad.
Cavaliers by 1 about halfway through the opening quarter. We thought we'd turn the clock back 9 NBA seasons to take a peek at LeBron James' rookie year here in the NBA with that of another high school phenomenon, Kevin Garnett. And Matty, as we see through their first 46 games, LeBron James obviously getting 18 more minutes a night. But we thought it was intriguing to kind of chronicle who Kevin Garnett played with his first year here with the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Well, some talented players. J.R. Rider still had plenty of game night. Christian Laettner, Tom Gugliotta, Sam Mitchell, Terry Porter. That team only won 26 games. And of course, Kevin Garnett didn't get a lot of shots, didn't play a lot of minutes with all those good players surrounding him.
LeBron James to lace that jumper. LeBron, his first field goal hit of the night. LeBron went for 19 points and had 9 boards in that Cavalier loss at Gund Arena. Garnett from deep. It rattled on it. Madsen and Hassel battle on the glass. It'll stay with Minnesota. So right now there have been a couple of breakdowns that bother Paul Silas for second shot opportunities.
Well, one of the things that's happened is with Zydrunas Ilgauskas guarding Garnett, who drifts to the perimeter, you're taking away a very good rebounder away from the basket. So it's pretty much all on Carlos Boozer, but the other 3 players have to get in there on the boards.
Sprewell misfiring over the top of LeBron James. A hot Jeff McInnes, 3 for 3. Boozer wants it against Madsen. Madsen will fight you defensively. Carlos from deep. Madsen took it away from both Boozer and Ilgauskas. Trenton Hassell way up top to Garnett. Out of the rafters to punch it home.
You just can't do anything about that. Z was in the area, but Hassell got rid of the ball so quickly. I thought it was going to bring a little snow out of the frosty air there. It was so hot.
Cavaliers by 1. Eric Williams, no shot attempts tonight. McInnes wanted to give it up to Boozer and lost it. Infrequent turnover. Jeff McInnes in the half court. T-Wolves could take the lead on this trip. Now here's Cassell, wide open from the dotted line to knock it down.
And he's so good off the dribble, uses his body well, creates space for his shot. And have the Cavaliers forgotten Zydrunas Ilgauskas? He's being guarded by a much smaller Mark Madsen right now.
With Garnett on Boozer, Z will take Madsen to work. Easy for Ilgauskas on the quick hit. He's got 7.
That's why you don't like to see on the play before with Jeff McInnes dribbling into trouble and just coughing the ball away for no reason without going to the big man first.
Eric Williams, there's that defensive leadership from Williams. McInnes thought about it. Didn't want it. Cavaliers can extend their lead. James being checked by Hassel. LeBron will slash. Boozer on the offensive glass. They're going to get Carlos on a push off, and that is going to be Boozer's second personal foul.
Terrific transition here on the throw ahead by by Sam Cassell. Cassell and Hassel. And Hassel just catches an almost touch pass lob. Doesn't have to be a perfect one for Garnett above the rim either.
Sam Cassell putting his shoulder down and went to work. Garnett didn't get the stick back. Williams will run out. Eric Williams didn't finish. LeBron James, nope, that didn't go down.
Crowd reaction was they thought Eric Williams, without putting the ball down on that, felt he walked with it.
LeBron James will get whistled for his first personal. Carlos Boozer with 2 personal fouls will sit down with a field goal. 2 points and a couple of boards, and here comes Sagana Diop. Now the other night Diop went 22 big minutes with 6 points, 5 rebounds, and a blocked shot before he fouled out against LA. Kevin Garnett through the paint. Kevin Garnett with that sweet touch to drop his 8th point of the evening.
Such a difficult matchup for Zydrunas Ilgauskas, especially when Garnett starts putting the ball on the floor. Z just does not have the lateral movement to stay with him.
McInnes again. That floater wouldn't go down. Ilgauskas, quick hands, kept it alive. Williams to triple. Hassel went up to get the missed 3 from Eric Williams. Trenton Hassel got shut off baseline. Garnett has 10 as he drains another jumper.
Zydrunas Ilgauskas, his natural instincts as a center are to drift towards the basket to help out when there's any kind of penetration. But when you're playing a guy like Garnett, you can't do that. He's too good a perimeter player.
KG 5 of 8 from the floor for his 10. LeBron James somehow got that to go as he covered it up on his run through the paint. LeBron 2 for 7 from the floor, and look at how Cassell pushes it right back at the Cavaliers. The trio of Sam Cassell, Latrell Sprewell, and Kevin Garnett, who bust another jumper, have all of the Minnesota points tonight. KG has 8 of the last 10. Matty, we said they're the top scoring trio in the NBA. Nobody else from Minnesota's on the board yet here tonight.
Well, they don't need to be. Right now, Sam Cassell dictating the tempo of this game, just orchestrating, directing. I don't think they've called a set play yet.
Ilgauskas being pressured by Madsen, threw it away, and McGinnis got whistled with a foul. Zydrunas' pass didn't have anything on it, and Cassell stepped in a passing lane. This Minnesota ball club got beat in Atlanta on Wednesday night, and they were not too happy about it. They lead it by 3.
More people are winning with the Hyundai Santa Fe. It's loaded with standard features for $4,400 less than a Toyota Highlander when comparably equipped. Now available with 4-wheel drive with traction control and a more powerful 3.5-liter engine. And only Hyundai has America's best warranty, 10 years, 100,000 miles. The 2004 Hyundai Santa Fe starting at just $17,084 with utility package. With Hyundai, you win. Get a 2004 Santa Fe with up to $2,000 cash back at your local Hyundai dealer.
And now with a late-breaking story, here's Suzanne.
Thanks, Tom. As the volcano continues to erupt, we take you live to correspondent John Ryland, who's at the scene. John, what's the situation?
Suzanne, as you can see behind me, the lava is covering an area of about 2 square miles. It's a bad situation, but I do have good news.
What's that, John?
I just saved a bunch of money on my car insurance by switching to Geico.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
The new GMC Envoy XUV. Multifunctional, adaptable, retractable. The revolutionary Envoy XUV. The sport utility with more utility. Only at your GMC dealer. Professional grade engineering. It's not more than you need, just more than you're used to.
Back inside the Target Center, Minnesota Viking running back Michael Bennett with youngster and obviously a Cavaliers fan sporting the LeBron gear here tonight. I want to remind you as we take a look at our Jared's Gallery of Jewelry Shining Star that LeBron James is still first in points among the rookies with his pal Carmelo Anthony right behind him. And the rebounds and assists fallen off just a little bit, Matty, since the deals that have taken LeBron off the basketball and made him the focal point on the offensive end.
Well, obviously he has a different role with Jeff McGinnis coming over.
Kevin Garnett is absolutely unstoppable right now. On fire, sizzling here in the first quarter. He's got 14, and Garnett has hit 4 jumpers in a row for this Minnesota ball club. 12-4 run for the T-Wolves. Turnovers, Zydrunas Ilgauskas. Cavaliers now in this period where they're not getting things done on the offensive end.
No, and again, at the defensive end, they seem confused a little bit. Zydrunas Ilgauskas trying to guard Garnett early. Now Sagan the job, and neither one can do anything about keeping the ball out of his hands.
This is the veteran Fred Hoiberg on the floor, playing pick and fade with Kevin Garnett. Finally missed a jumper after he had hit 4 in a row.
Nothing coming easy for LeBron James either. Trenton Hassell doing a good job of staying tight with him.
Ilgauskas put it up too hard. Z in traffic is going to get to the free throw line. Zydrunas using that very expansive offensive repertoire of his to whirl by Madsen, but then it's always Garnett that shows up.
Well, it's a very small Minnesota team right now. Irvin Johnson was ineffective. And now with Garnett in effect, really their tallest player, but you really wouldn't call him the center. Madsen's going to be in there doing the dirty work at about 6'9" or 8.
Jonas Ilgauskas at 71% from the free throw line. Take a look at Derek Martin, the former LA Clipper, the veteran from UCLA. Troy Hudson had a fine year last year as a point guard of this ball club, but of course they went out and got Sam Cassell, and Hudson's been injured, and I see not dressed tonight. They thought he might play.
Wally Zerbiak due to come back after the All-Star break. Michael Olowokandi has been out forever with a bad knee. They're three very valuable players that will be valuable as the playoffs approach.
Trenton Hassell dumped it off inside to Madsen. Look at Hassell stay on the glass and fight. Paul Silas is not liking this. Derek Martin to unload. He had to with the shot clock running down.
Fresh off the bench, little lefty, forced to his right, still able to knock it down.
All right, 6 seconds left in the quarter. LeBron James will fade away and get the roll. LeBron James with a half dozen. 1.4 left. McGinnis and Hoiberg will battle, and that's the end of the first 12 minutes of basketball. Kevin Garnett, a 14-point first quarter on 7 of 11 from the floor. The big ticket, certainly doing a lot of punching of those tickets here in the opening quarter. Cavaliers trying to stay in touch with Kevin Garnett at the offensive end. Wolves by 4.
All we knew about the AOL top speed technology is that it was supposed to make things go fast.
What do you think, Mike? Looks good.
Don't forget when he hits that ramp, it's going to be... I tried to tell Paulie that it wasn't a good idea, but as usual, it never matters.
All right, punch it! Turns out AOL top speed technology is for the internet.
That would have been good to know beforehand.
Supercharge your internet. Get AOL 9.0 with top speed technology. Go to AOL.com.
Patriot League basketball is back. Defending champ Holy Cross goes for their 4th consecutive conference title against a tough field led by Lafayette, who's been strong out of the gate. But Lehigh, Colgate, American, and Bucknell will all stake their claim, with tough Army and Navy teams lurking in the wings. Join other John Feinstein every Friday night for exciting Patriot League action on channel 615 from DirecTV.
What's next? You know, Bugsy, in our line of work, I'm glad we have that insurance. What insurance, Doc? Nope, that's not it. The one that pays you cash if you get hurt and can't work. And Dad's, it's right on the tip of my bill. Flapjack.
Aflac. Ask about it at work.
Tink, I knew the name all along.
Advance Auto Parts. No matter when or where.
There's nothing worse than being ready to go and your car won't. So we're ready in advance. Ready with the right equipment, the right people, and the right parts. All at ready to go, low prices. And if it's your battery, we'll install it for free. So bring it on. We're ready in advance.
For the best parts, people, and price. We're ready in advance. Yeah, bring it on.
One of the top low post presence ever in the history of the game, Kevin McHale, of course, the native of Minneapolis, general manager of these Minnesota Timberwolves, done a solid job with this organization. Seen his ball club shoot 54% in the opening quarter, led by Kevin Garnett. Take a peek at those numbers in a moment. DeJuan Wagner on the floor for the Cavaliers. Carlos Boozer back now as Kevin Garnett going glass. Garnett with the feathery touch over Sagana Job. He's got 16.
Now Kevin Garnett, amongst the other Timberwolves, very upset with their performance in Atlanta the other night, losing there. Coming up dry in the fourth quarter, something they pride themselves on. You can see Kevin trying to make up for it here tonight.
Did you see the acrobatic finish from DeJuan Wagner as Wagner in traffic with that teardrop that maybe came down snow-capped, Matty, but it fell through the net.
Well, Kevin Garnett is around. You got to get it up in the air. He's a shot clock threat, up for sure.
Fred Hoiberg has given this ball club a big lift off the bench, shooting 45% and averaging 7.5 points per game as he connects on his first shot. So it's DeJuan Wagner with Jeff McGinnis now in the Cavalier backcourt with Sagana Diop, Carlos Boozer, and LeBron James. McGinnis to squeeze the trigger, and that jumper goes down.
And no way Fred Hoiberg has the foot speed to stay with McGinnis to keep him from getting wherever he wants to go on the floor.
Oliver Miller back in the NBA. Martin will turn the corner. Carlos Boozer couldn't challenge, man. He couldn't afford to pick up his third this early.
No, but that's still way too easy, especially for a left-hander. Now, he did make a very tough three-pointer going to his right, and then that way going to his natural hand. You're right about Boozer, though. Had to give it up.
And with the Cavaliers without Tony Battie, of course, Jeff McGinnis on fire. He's feeling it. Scalding McGinnis with 10 first-half points for the Cavaliers.
Well, you got to make a little hay while Sam Cassell is getting his breather. He averages 36 minutes a game, so those 12 minutes out, you got to make sure you do something. How did that not go in?
Cavaliers, though, pretty much just stand there on the floor and watch Miller and Hassel go up for putbacks.
Well, once again, Diop more concerned, and rightly so, with Kevin Garnett, and then not able to get back in on the boards and help out.
Cavaliers really getting beat up on that offensive glass. LeBron James off balance, really forced that.
I just have to say, so far, Trenton Hassell has done a very good job of making LeBron James take tough shots.
Derek Martin skating baseline. Juan Wagner rejected that. Ira Newble and Kevin Ollie to check in for the Cavaliers. Take a look at our Dodge first quarter numbers. Cavaliers shooting it well at 48%, but Minnesota behind Kevin Garnett even better, and the Cavaliers only forced one turnover. The Matty, that's not an area that the Cavaliers have been successful at this year. Only forced 12 turnovers a game.
No, they're not a team that gets out and picks up full court or puts pressure on or does a lot of double teaming. It's more of a contain and challenge type of defense, and it's been very effective, however, and a lot of teams play that way. Minnesota is one such team that is very good at that.
It's DeJuan Wagner on the Cavalier foul, the first on Wani.
And Paul Silas made a little trip over to LeBron James to give some words of wisdom and advice about next time he goes back in the game. I would guess that he felt that LeBron was trying to prove a point to Trenton Hassell, and that's not what the game is about. And LeBron's a much better player than that, where he doesn't have to prove that he can score points against Trenton Hassell. He's got to make his teammates better and give his team a chance to win. That's his main job.
Right off the Oliver Miller miss, Cavaliers in the front court. Carlos Boozer wants to fade on Oliver Miller. He's going to get to the free throw line. Ken Maurer said, yes, Oliver, you did. And Matty Alley, good to see Oliver Miller back in the NBA. Oh, he's really lost a lot of weight. They list him at 3, but still thinking a little bit more than that, aren't you?
And it's been a shame for Oliver Miller. He's always been a good basketball player with good instincts, terrific passer from the high post. He's never going to put up glitzy numbers, but could always help the basketball team, but could never get the weight where it needed to be an everyday type of player. It looks like he has done something to get himself in reasonably good condition.
Carlos Boozer will knock down a pair of free throws for the Cavaliers. Boozer's got 4. And even though all the numbers favor Minnesota, they are on top by but 4 here 3 minutes in the second quarter. Sprewell will give it up to Martin, being checked by DeJuan Wagner. Now Martin will turn that corner. Oliver Miller face-up jumper. He's 0 for 2 when given room to shoot it. DeJuan Wagner setting sail to the hoop. Good sign for the Cavaliers. The Wagner runner is right there.
Now the Timberwolves have a shaky group out there. 4 bench players plus Latrell Sprewell.
Martin taking it at Wagner. Got rejected by Wani. Run out Kevin Ollie. Chased by Hoiberg. Ollie will get to the free throw line on that jaunt to the rim. The Cavaliers with an opportunity to tie it up. And it'll come on the Fred Hoiberg foul after this timeout. Kevin Ollie, that Cavalier run out. Good one going on in downtown Minneapolis.
So our wireless network, it works here? Yes. Here? Yes. Here? No.
No? Yes.
No.
Yes. Yes.
It's no.
Yes. Do you want some of this?
Let's rumble.
Let's go time.
Karen, you're the customer. Surely this is enough network for you, yes?
No.
Do we think alike or what? You want wireless coverage wherever you go. So at Alltel, we're expanding our digital network by over 150,000 square miles. Better digital coverage?
You got that right.
Alltel.
Should we show Mommy your x-ray?
What's an x-ray?
Picture of your bones.
Katie might find medical technology a little over her head, but at Kaiser Permanente, she sees eye to eye with a doctor who's always cared for her.
See, Katie? No break.
Does Tina need an x-ray?
At Kaiser Permanente, you get to choose a doctor like Tamara Kusek.
I told you she was nice.
Whose big heart can make a little child feel very special indeed.
The new Ford F-150 has the strongest, toughest frame, the highest payload capacity, the most towing strength, and the quietest interior. So what do you give the truck that has everything? The 2004 Motor Trend Truck of the Year Award. Only this truck earned the right to be the next F-150. If you haven't looked at Ford lately, look again.
Cavaliers basketball on Fox Sports Net being brought to you by Coors and also by Toyota, featuring America's best-selling car, Toyota Camry. Great to have with us inside the Target Center. Michael Regai, Matt Gukas, our producer Bob Pennell, director Doug Johnson, Carl Cronenberger handling our graphics packages, all of our crew, Andy Baskin here as well. As the Cavaliers look to, Matty would be coming in and picking up another gigantic road win if they were able to do it. As we said, remember in Detroit on Tuesday night, we said the next three games, Detroit, the LA Lakers, and Minnesota, against three of the teams with the top winning records in the NBA.
And there's not a tremendous amount of expectation on the Cavs coming into this one against a very good team and very tough team on their home floor, the T-Wolves.
Kevin Ollie with a left hand. That's a sweet take all the way to the glass for Kevin Ollie. So Ollie now with three after he split a pair of free throws a moment ago.
Sam Cassell back on the floor right now, but they went about 3 or 4 minutes without Cassell and Garnett on the floor, at least having one of them on the floor at the same time.
Matty, Latrell Sprewell is just cripple shooting right now. Yeah. And if you're going to give him wide open looks running off screens, he's going to blister you. Pick and fade for Sagana Diop, and he'll bury the jumper. Two-man with DeJuan Wagner.
Well, Sagana is always ready to take that jump shot. And I'll tell you what, a lot of them that are leaving his hand look good.
Sprewell against Ira Newell. Latrell Phelan fading away. That came up short. Boozer to take down the board and send Ollie to the offensive end. Cavaliers can regain the lead on this trip. Gary Trent, 250-pounder, of course. Many of you saw him play 4 productive years down in Athens. Diop face-up jumper. Nope, gave it up to Boozer, and the jump hook is perfect. Nice decision, Sagana Diop.
Terrific patience all the way as Kevin Ollie got everybody set, ran an intelligent play, and finally made the T-Wolves kind of wore down defensively on that possession. Even a good defensive team as they are now, a lot of these fellows are backups, but you make a play for 20 seconds, they'll lose their concentration.
Oliver Miller knows Carlos Boozer has 2 fouls. You saw Boozer not wanting to commit his third again, just trying to keep the hands up, and Miller finished. All part of the game within the game in the NBA. Recognizing situations. Boozer reclaimed it. This is DeJuan Wagner. Wagner baseline, and what does Violet Palmer have? She's got a push. That's going to go on Oliver Miller on a closeout. Let's go back to Sagana Diop's fine look of Carlos Boozer.
Well, Ollie, first of all, coming off hard, took the 2 defenders with him, and then right back out high to Sagana Diop, who has really this year improved in delivering that high-low pass.
Paul Silas going with his bench bunch, and the one starter Carlos Boozer, and they've been fluid at the offensive end. Wagner got Sprewell off his feet. That rainbow jumper too hard. Boozer kept it alive, and now he's going to get whistled for his 3rd personal foul. And Matty, that might spell the end of Carlos Boozer with quarter number 3.
He was basically, Michael, he was walking on eggshells anyway with the 2 personal fouls, going for the loose ball there, and just incidental contact really, but the veteran Sam Cassell just feeling a little bit of contact. Wisely just went to the deck and bought the call. Really smart play.
All right, let's mark it down. 6 minutes left in the first half when Boozer's got to sit down. Gary Trent misfired in tight. LeBron James in the wine and gold wave to the offensive end, but Ali didn't get it to fall. It'll stay with the Cavaliers. Timeout on the floor inside the 6-minute mark. Cavaliers caught that spark on the offensive end, back to within one. More coming up in a moment.
This chick's rocking your bro on the dance floor, but she's towing an anchor, a junior investment banker who's talking about herself and not much more. Oh, oh. So buy her a beer, it's the reason you're here. Mighty wingman, you're taking one for the team, so your buddy can live the dream. Wingman.
Red. Now there's a color that demands attention. For red equals power, as in red carpet. Stars and stripes forever red. Then there's the red found on the redesigned 2004 Pontiac Grand Prix with Comp G. 260 horsepower of full throttle acceleration. Complete with 2 pair of shiny red shoes. Ain't power sexy? Pontiac, that's fuel for the soul.
Minnesota by 1 over the Cavaliers here mid-second quarter. Let's take a look at our Aflac trivia question for you tonight. Test your NBA knowledge. What former T-Wolf once came off the bench late in the game at Gund Arena? And I want to say, Matty, maybe with only a couple minutes left in the third quarter and all of the fourth, hit 28 points. Turned out to be a Cavalier win. Cavaliers had a big win. But this particular, he wasn't a megastar by any means. Former Timberwolves really went off against the Cavaliers in 1 quarter.
Trying to say it was garbage time?
Yeah, well, pretty much. Well, Kevin Garnett, the big ticket back on the floor. Finished second last year in the MVP voting to Tim Duncan.
Well, if the
might win it this year.
If the season were over today, he obviously would be the winner. Yeah.
DeJuan Wagner, Cavaliers have outscored Minnesota 13-6 while Garnett sat. Wagner will fade away. Fred Hoiberg coming up a little gimpy after trying to defend DeJuan Wagner. LeBron James now chasing Sprewell. Garnett to tee it up. Kevin Ollie wants to push it.
Both Kevin Ollie and Jeff McGinnis have done a very good job of racing the ball up the floor. Even if you don't have anything, it makes the opponent run back hard, and who knows, you might catch him on an easy one. And you saw Ollie do that earlier when he got that little driving left-hand layup.
That was Ira Newble sticking the jumper. Hoiberg lost the basketball, and DeJuan Wagner is going to get hit for jostling Hoiberg. So 15-6 run that the Cavaliers have been on during the last 4 minutes. As they have come from 8 down to take the lead. Eric Williams back, replacing Ira Newble for the Cavaliers. Jeff McGinnis ready to return as well. Garnett shut off by Jop. Sprewell bounces around the corner. Gary Trent all over the glass, and Sagana Jop just threw Trent to the deck. And Flip Saunders doesn't like it. Let's see. Flagrant. Yep. 2 in the ball. Sagana Jop.
Well, the idea is right, but of course Trent is such a large package in there, and so wide going up there that Sagana Jop up in that head and shoulder area. And of course the way that Trent hit the deck made that an easy call for the officials, but the officials are not supposed to call intent anyway, but Sagana Jop is just not that kind of player. He had the right idea, just couldn't execute the foul.
Kevin Garnett had a few words for Sagana as he was helping up his teammate Gary Trent. You would need a bulldozer, wouldn't you, to really do any damage to Gary Trent? Man is put together. Not to say that it wasn't. I'm not saying it wasn't an excessive foul on Sagana Job. It was.
7-footer catches you as you're going up in the air around the head, and all of a sudden now the leverage on your head area.
Yep.
And you can take a nasty fall. Kent's still trying to loosen that neck up a little bit.
Gary Trent has had some big games. You see his numbers on the year. He shoots 50% on the season, and even better than that here at the Target Center. The home of the Wolves, almost 54% from the floor. Gary Trent with a couple of makes from the free throw line.
Garnett getting right into the ear of Trent, telling him to keep his cool, just play basketball. No need to go off doing anything crazy right now.
Kevin Garnett, without question, is one of the finest leaders of his teammates in this league. Kevin Ollie in the passing lane. Now McGinnis will send Ollie to the other end. Kevin backed it out of there, and McGinnis going to come up short, but he's going to shoot it from the stripe as maybe some of the world be free kick out that leg, Matty, when the defender's coming by, and make sure you get contact to draw a whistle.
I think he surprised Kevin Garnett with this quick shot here. Garnett was going out to challenge.
He most certainly did kick that right leg out.
And no complaint.
Watch it.
No complaint from Garnett, however.
Jeff McGinnis, 5 of 6 from the floor tonight. Looking for a couple of free throw makes. There's McGinnis on the year, averaging a little bit less than that, about 9 points per game as a Cavalier, but still shooting over 45%. He was at 48% with Portland.
It's always a good idea to be aggressive against Sam Cassell, not the most diligent defender throughout his career, and you know he's going to be coming at you. So if you can get him in a little bit of foul trouble, score some points against him, take a little wind out of his sails.
Randy Whitman, the former Cavalier coach, was telling us before the game that both Latrell Sprewell that we mentioned and Sam Cassell have been absolutely phenomenal, not just for their play on the court, but the way that they have fit in to Kevin Garnett's basketball team and done all the due diligence.
Actually, Flip Saunders and his staff of 15 ought to be giving some money back when you got Kevin Garnett on your team. Sam Cassell going for 67 in a row. Wow.
That is pretty much lights out at the free throw line when Cassell steps there.
Who does he think he is? J.J. Redick or something?
Cavaliers have hit 5 of their last 7 field goal attempts. The shot clock will come to 8. Eric Williams wants to take Gary Trent. Get out of here, said Kevin Garnett, but you can put that in the book for Eric Williams on the Garnett goaltend.
A reaction from Garnett, reaction from the crowd. We'll get a second look at it. Went so quickly. At first, it looked like a goaltend.
That would have counted had it gone down, as once again Kevin Ollie problems with Sam Cassell. And for Ollie, that's going to be his 3rd personal foul. And it's going to get DeJuan Wagner back up.
Just for those people who aren't the college basketball watchers, but J.J. Redick, sophomore guard for the Duke Blue Devils, shoots lights out three-pointers, shoots lights out free throws.
Yeah, from NBA range, those threes, too. I mentioned it was 3 on Kevin Ollie. I'll take that back. Just 2 personal fouls on Ollie, but he still will sit. DeJuan Wagner, who's 2 of 4 from the floor in the 7 minutes, as Cassell ups his makes to what, 4 for 4 now and 69 in a row from the free throw line. Timberwolves by 1. We go back and forth on the roller coaster here, late 2nd quarter. Minnesota their last 6 from the free throw strike. LeBron James, double team on James. Eric Williams wheeling on Trent. That's a veteran move right there. Got him off his feet, and Eric wants another goaltend, doesn't he, on Kevin Garnett?
And that wasn't even close, but terrific spin move by Williams, and just getting Gary Trent up in the air. It took just enough contact. You don't want to take the full brunt of Gary Trent landing on you. And Eric Williams did not. Just kind of took it and fell back.
Eric Williams, who went 11 of 13 from the free throw stripe against the LA Lakers the other night, and he had a special second half. And you heard him tell Andy Baskin before the game that LeBron James and Carlos Boozer had it going in the first half, but in the second they went to Williams, got him started, Matty, in the third quarter, and he went for 20 in the second half in overtime.
And coming down the stretch went to him time and time again, and he kept scoring points except for those 2 possessions when he split the free throws.
Sam Cassell going glass. Cassell with his 3rd field goal make. He's in double figures with 10. Cassell has the last 6 T-Wolf points. Wolves by 2. Garnett checking Zydrunas Ilgauskas up top. LeBron James will lower that shoulder and elevate baseline and drain the jumper. Big step baseline for LeBron. He's got 8.
Tells me that ball tipped the side of the backboard. It kind of moved a little bit. He was very close to being behind the backboard, for sure.
We've seen LeBron handle those degree of difficulty jumpers. Garnett from very deep and fill it up. 18 for Kevin Garnett on 9 of 14 from the floor. Garnett was, for him, 17 points on 7 of 24 in the loss at Atlanta.
Claiming he got hit on the arm on that. Once again, it's a long way for Zydrunas Ilgauskas to go to try to challenge a guy like Garnett.
Williams lost it. Still 8 on the shot clock. DeJuan Wagner against Sprewell. Shot clock at 2. Williams to trigger. Got it. Cavaliers even at 50 apiece. We're at the 2-minute mark here in quarter number 2.
All in all, Cavaliers not having that much difficulty against a tough defensive ball club like Minnesota.
Garnett can't deposit that face-up jumper. Another second chance opportunity. Offensive board, Gary Trent. Carlos Boozer in there, and with Ilgauskas playing Garnett up top. There's not a lot of rebounding prowess. Cassell trying to flip it up at the hoop. LeBron James will push it. LeBron heading to the rack and punch it in a major league way.
Big smile on the face of Garnett. He knew he had faked out of his shoes and tripped over his own teammate.
Cavaliers by 2 on that throwdown from LeBron James, who's in double figures with 10. Backdoor look, Sprewell to get to the free throw line on the Eric Williams Cavalier foul. All right, with that, we'll get the timeout with 70 seconds left. LeBron James turned that corner, and then the powerful finish. Cavaliers by 2.
More and more people are coming to the same conclusion. The Hyundai Accent makes sense. It's loaded with standard features like front side impact airbags. And only Hyundai has America's best warranty, 10 years, 100,000 miles. No wonder the Accent's the #1 seller in its class. The 2004 Hyundai Accent, starting at just $95,39. When your car makes this much sense, you win. Get a 2004 Accent with $1,000 cash back or 0% APR.
Small business owners don't like limits. Limits don't encourage, motivate, or inspire. So we're removing them. Introducing SBC Unlimited Long Distance for Business. Unlimited nationwide long distance for a flat $20. Seeing small business differently. SBC.
The new Ford F-150 has the strongest, toughest frame, the highest payload capacity, the most towing strength, and the quietest interior. So what do you give the truck that has everything? The 2004 Motor Trend Truck of the Year Award. Only this truck earned the right to be the next F-150. If you haven't looked at Ford lately, look again.
The wine and gold on the road here in Minneapolis, looking to slay one of the beasts of the NBA tonight. LeBron James moments ago with the Cavaliers on top. All right, we've given you enough time. Aflac trivia question: what former T-Wolf player once hit the Cavaliers for 28 points off the bench? Here's another hint for you. He also wore a Cavaliers uniform in his NBA career. That would be the Ohio State Buckeye, right? Tony Campbell. And Campbell. I was thinking of James Hollywood Robinson, who I remember had a big fourth quarter in Gund Arena one night back a few years ago against the Cavaliers.
I remember the first year the Timberwolves came into the NBA coached by Bill Musselman, and that was one of his stalwarts along with Sam Mitchell. But Tony Campbell, time and time again, when they would go to him in a post-up, and he was a very difficult player to guard.
This is the 800th career game for Latrell Sprewell as that second one kicked out. Partner, if I told you that Latrell Sprewell is now into the top 90 all time in scoring in this league, would that be hard to believe for you?
Well, again, I
89th.
I don't think of that. A guy that scored huge numbers year in and year out. I think more of Sprewell as an all-around player, which he was a very good defender his first 6 years in the league.
That is pretty basketball. Zydrunas Ilgauskas sealed Kevin Garnett, and that hook went over the top of Garnett.
Oh, there have been offensive showings by both teams in this first half. Both teams really are better defenders than they have shown.
Cavaliers by 3. Shot clock at 5. Garnett facing up Ilgauskas. The big ticket from the baseline. Came up short. Cavaliers can just about use it all. 2 seconds separate game and shot clock. Well, I like those. Zydrunas Ilgauskas made himself very big, and he took Kevin Garnett right to that, under the rim.
They went to him the 4 straight times in the first quarter, and then basically forgot about him after that. He proved he could score, and then they stopped going to him.
LeBron James in traffic, got it up in the glass. Williams left it short. Out of bounds to the Cavaliers with 1.3 left. And Paul Silas going to get a 20-second timeout to see what the Cavaliers would like to set up shot-wise to end the half.
A number of things you could do here. You could try to run some kind of a lob from out of bounds, or just a catch and fire from a 3, or something direct to Zydrunas Ilgauskas in the paint, much like the Lakers ran the other night, coming down the stretch of that ball game when he just planted himself right in the middle of the 3-second area.
Now, Paul Silas, his ball clubs usually take off in the second half of the season, and of course, since 41 games is the halfway point, and since that point in time this year, the Cavaliers have gone 5-3. Matty, of course, the last couple years, 2 years ago in Charlotte, last year in New Orleans, big second halves for Paul Silas' ball.
Always seemed like his guys would get healthy at just the right time. There it is.
Zydrunas Ilgauskas, nothing but cord on that jumper from the baseline, drawn up and executed beautifully by Paul Silas and the Cavaliers. 10-3 run punctuated by Z's baseline rainbow jumper that went.
Well, it wasn't deep in the paint, but Z certainly did a good job of keeping Garnett on his back. And just turn and fire. No time to think about anything else. To just line it up and let it go.
Zydrunas Ilgauskas 5 of 7 in the first half. He's got a dozen. Jeff McGinnis 5 of 6 for a dozen. Cavaliers by 5 over Minnesota. Excellent first 24 minutes. Halftime coming up. The 3 Cavaliers in double digits in the first half. Cavaliers by 5. Let's check in with Andy Baskin as he is joined by Cavaliers assistant coach Bob Donewald Jr. Gentlemen.
Thank you very much, Michael. Bob Donewald Jr. joins us. 58% you guys shot in the first half. What do you need to do here in the second?
We talked about weak side help defensively and then offensive rebounding down at their end. They've got a few putbacks that we've got to straighten out.
All right, sounds good. Good luck in second.
Thanks.
Send it back over to you, Michael.
All right, Andy, that was very concise. Well, you shoot 58%, Bob Donewald. Yeah. But the Cavaliers did get hurt on Zydrunas Ilgauskas pulled away from the hoop, the weak side rebounding of Minnesota.
Well, and again, the other 4 players have to be aware of that. Of course, LeBron James is capable of getting big numbers on the boards, and Carlos Boozer, and with 3 personal fouls, doesn't have to be extra careful, but has to be aware. But anytime you shoot 58, 59% in the first half, you know that's not going to hold up. So you still, against this Minnesota Timberwolves team in their building, you really have to match their efficiency.
Number 4 scorer in the NBA, the top rebounder in the NBA, Kevin Garnett. He's the big ticket, and he's an MVP candidate, and he's been sensational.
Well, Kevin Garnett, just such a difficult matchup. There you see him with the little guard, Jeff McGinnis on the switch, and whether it's Saganachop or whether it's Zydrunas Ilgauskas, he's just going to take them outside, and if they come out too far, Garnett's got the ability to put the ball on the floor and get all the way to the basket.
Matty, his game is absolutely superb as you see the numbers, but you know what I like even more than the just off-the-charts physical exploits, the tenacity that this man leads his basketball team with, the unquestioned leader of the Minnesota Timberwolves, and the determination that he brings to the gym each and every day.
It just makes every other player on that ball club step in line. They know that this guy's out there giving it his all, doing all kinds of different things night in and night out. Even on the nights when he has off nights, he's still trying to do other things, and it's a tremendous example to his teammates.
All right, hang on now. Let's start quarter number 3. The Cavaliers with a 5-point advantage, and Minnesota's going to go right to Kevin Garnett. Went up and under on Ilgauskas and Boozer, trying to clear space. Ilgauskas got the rejection. Irvin Johnson's jump hook wouldn't go. Well, Boozer and Ilgauskas bothered Kevin Garnett. Eric Williams decided against it.
That's one of the worst air balls I've ever seen from Irvin Johnson. He was 2 feet away and he missed the basket by 5 feet.
Jeff McGinnis with that floater that it wouldn't go down. Kevin Garnett just one of his last 5 after he went 6 of 7 to end the first and start of the second quarter. There are other scoring options. Pick and roll for Garnett. Didn't get the roll in tight.
Bothered by Carlos Boozer, who never really left his feet.
James up top for Boozer. Carlos had it stripped, got it back, and had it stripped again. Cavalier basketball.
That's good play between LeBron James and Carlos Boozer, who can run the floor very well. That's what Magic Johnson used to do with James Worthy and others. Make that quick pass and transition to right in front of the rim.
Boozer faced up on Kevin Garnett and misfired. Cassell off the Garnett pick. The big ticket to launch. He starts 0 for 3 here in the third quarter. And now just one of his last 7. LeBron James wheeling and dealing on Trenton Hassell. Going to get to the free throw line. There's the assertive take of LeBron James. And Matty, once he's got someone on his hip, nobody's going to be able to get to him. You got to follow him.
Well, that's it. I think he liked the fact that Hassell had his hands all over him, and he felt him, and that way he knew he could just ride him out with his strong lower base. And exactly what he did, just threw his body in there to get himself to the free throw line.
In addition to the now 11 points for LeBron James, 6 boards and 3 assists on the night is Flip Saunders in his 9th year here as a Minnesota Timberwolves head coach. Talking about it with Steve Javie. The Cavaliers continue to just split pairs from the free throw line. That's what hurt them against the LA Lakers. They started the fourth quarter and only hit 4 of 8 from the free throw line. And those leads of 2 and 3 could have been 5 and 6 points leads. Sprewell will come to work and lace a jumper.
Starting this third quarter now, LeBron James checking Latrell Sprewell. I mentioned that Eric Williams is not quick enough to stay with Sprewell, so they made that switch.
Cavaliers by 4. Zydrunas Ilgauskas didn't have much on that pass. Picked off by Hassell. Thrown away Sam Cassell. Turnover Minnesota. Cassell upset with himself.
Rare turnover. Only the 3rd for Minnesota in this game. Cavaliers only had 4 turnovers in the first half. A well-played offensive game by both teams in that first half.
12 turnovers per night for Minnesota. Only Dallas turns it over less, and just barely. Ilgauskas against Irvin Johnson. Z having all kinds of problems. And Ken Mauer said, Zydrunas, you just lost it out of bounds. Minnesota ball.
Carlos Boozer cannot get himself involved in this game. Of course, the 3 personal fouls has something to do with it.
Sprewell gave it up. Cassell will step in the paint. Here's Trenton Hassell. Going to get to the free throw line. Is that going to be Boozer? No, they got Ilgauskas instead, and that good for the Cavaliers. First on Zydrunas.
Well, I was wrong. It is LeBron James is staying with Trenton Hassell, and he lost him out on the perimeter, and you don't want to do that. Hassell's not much of an offensive player, so you don't want to give him any kind of a lane to the basket where now your defense is broken down and your big players have to come over and commit a foul like that.
Yeah, Trenton Hassell is in the starting lineup. Plenty of scoring. You know that. We've talked about it. Minnesota, the best scoring trio in the league with Kevin Garnett, Latrell Sprewell, and Sam Cassell. Hassell just to be that rugged defender.
But you wonder, Michael, when they get completely healthy, and Wally Zerbiak presumably will be in the starting lineup. But you can't say for sure. He could be a valuable six-man. Sprewell could take that role. Olowokandi would be in the starting lineup. You would wonder if one basketball is enough.
We're going to find out. Zerbiak will come back after the All-Star game. Eric Williams is going to get to the free throw line. Eric really knows how to operate and use his body well down inside the free throw line on the two blocks.
He's a very physical offensive player. Defensive players don't like that. They like guys to take fadeaway jump shots or just take perimeter jump shots. But Eric Williams, when he is near the blocks, he's going to make you pay and make you feel his body.
Closed captioning tonight being brought to you by the folks at Metro Health as Eric Williams rolls that second one in. The iron kind to Williams, who now has 7, and the Cavaliers lead it by 4. Jeff McGinnis against Sam Cassell. Garnett, big step to the hole. It's going to be Eric Williams trying to help out Zydrunas Ilgauskas, and that'll be Williams with the personal foul.
Smart play by Kevin Garnett, who has gone ice cold from the field, not going to rely on some jump shots. Just put the ball on the floor, dropped his head against Zydrunas Ilgauskas, and just flailed away to get himself to the line.
Kevin Garnett, who last season averaged 23 points, 13 boards, and 6 assists per game. As we mentioned, came in second to Tim Duncan in the MVP voting in this league. Minnesota 25-6 since December the 1st.
Of course, Kevin Garnett in the middle of all that. You know, he's the number 4 scorer in the NBA, but when you think Kevin Garnett, you think all-around player, because he is. He does just a little bit of everything, different on different nights, and lets his teammates play.
LeBron James at look-off. Cavaliers quickly to the offensive end. Garnett now with 20. His free throw makes. Jeff McGinnis had the hot first half at 5 of 6 from the floor. Now McGinnis got to get into something. Shot clock at 8. McGinnis skating inside. Got it up in the rim. Had his own offensive board, and Sprewell slapped it off the thigh of Jeff McGinnis. Minnesota basketball.
McGinnis had himself a 5 for 6 from the field first half, which was instrumental in giving the Cavaliers that 5-point lead at halftime.
Sprewell gave it up to Garnett. Double clutched it for the Minnesota tie as he went hard to the hole.
Once again, Carlos Boozer found himself in a position where he didn't want to commit his 4th personal foul and just kind of gave way. And right now, Carlos is more concerned with his foul problems than getting involved in the game. And the way to get involved in the game is get to the offensive board.
Minnesota's made up their 5-point deficit. McGinnis to raise up. Jeff McGinnis will drop that short jumper. McGinnis now with 14. Garnett baseline had to give it up to Sprewell. Sprewell's runner. He got the roll. 15 for Sprewell.
The Timberwolves continue to do a good job after the Cleveland Cavaliers score. They get the ball out of the net quickly, push it up, and just attack you.
Ilgauskas got Johnson and Garnett off their feet. Did get rejected, but is going to get to the free throw line on a Irvin Johnson. Minnesota foul. That's 3 on Johnson.
And the Cavaliers do exactly the same thing. Get it out of the net and push it right back at you. This is the way they kind of used to play in the old days, but not really. The Los Angeles Lakers with Magic, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Byron Scott, Worthy, Wilkes, and those guys, they were the best at ever taking the ball out of the net and pushing it back at you. But I'll tell you right now, Minnesota is the best of this year. I think better than even the Dallas Mavericks.
Sacramento likes to do it as well.
Yes,
on occasion.
Sacramento, they're very good at it. But they don't have all their guns ablazing right now without Chris Webber. Still very good with Bibby and Bobby Jackson doing the pushing.
Zydrunas Ilgauskas with 2 free throw makes. Latrell Sprewell too strong, but that long board is going to wind up back in the hands of the Wolves. Now Hassell looks at Garnett, who's being held by Eric Williams. The Cavaliers racking up the personal fouls here in the first close to 5 minutes of the third quarter. Third team foul on the Cavaliers. Eric Williams on that hold.
Very difficult team to defend against, despite the fact that Irvin Johnson and Trenton Hassell, they're not involved in the offense other than keeping their man occupied. But obviously Latrell Sprewell and Garnett are going to get most of the shots off the glass.
Sprewell, yes, going glass with that line drive that went down. Sprewell's got 17. Again, he lit the Cavaliers up for 31. Eric Williams in the post up, but Williams wasn't able to finish it. Irvin Johnson on the save. Cassell on the push. Gave it up to Garnett. That's a big ticket punching here in the Twin Cities.
Cassell knew all the way from about halftime exactly what he was going to do. He just slowed up enough to let Kevin Garnett get involved in the play.
Kevin Garnett with 24. Boozer wheeling on Garnett. The jump hook will go down. Strong move off the blocks, Carlos Boozer.
Look how quickly. Here's Sam Cassell has already broken the plane of the free throw line extends. Going to be a foul on McGinnis, but right back at you in 4 seconds. Cassell's in the scoring area. Look at this. Cassell he's just got terrific instincts for basketball. Slowing up, knowing he's got the big fella running. And what an addition Sam Cassell has been. A lot of people thought, uh-oh, he's gonna mess this team up. He's not going to practice hard. Kevin Garnett evidently took care of that on day one. You'll practice when I tell you to practice.
Sprewell came up short. Eric Williams kept Hassell off the glass. McGinnis will give it up. Boozer to the cup. He wanted to smash that with a left hand, and Garnett bothered it. Not the right idea, though, from Carlos Boozer. McGinnis with a floater, and he got it. Jeff McGinnis having a big offensive night. He's got 16.
And so many of those shots have been just like that. Those short little 8 to 10 foot touch shots on the move. Very difficult.
Cavaliers by 2. Cassell. Contact with McGinnis. Boozer went to the deck. Shot clock at 8. Cassell will turn the corner, and Jeff McGinnis got... Why does Steve Javie make that call inconsequentially way off the ball after the ball has already gone well by Johnson and McGinnis?
And Irvin Johnson and Jeff McGinnis having words, as you're right, about 27 feet away from the basket. And evidently, the way by Irvin Johnson's reaction, evidently Jeff McGinnis did something right in front of the official to earn that foul.
All right, Cavaliers by 2. Real good one going on. Friday night of NBA hooping in Minneapolis.
All aluminum block. 6-bolt mains. Powdered metal connecting rods. 350 horsepower, 5.7-liter V8. 0 to 60 in 5.3 seconds. The new Pontiac GTO. Fuel for the soul.
You know, Bugsy, in our line of work, I'm glad we have that insurance. What insurance, Doc? Nope, that's not it. The one that pays you cash if you get hurt and can't work. And Dad's, it's right on the tip of my bill. Flapjack.
Aflac. Ask about it at work.
Tink, I knew the name all along.
This chick's rocking your bro on the dance floor, but she's towing an anchor, a junior investment banker who's talking about herself and not much more. Oh, oh, so buy her a beer, it's the reason you're here. Mighty wingman, you're taking one for the team, so your buddy can live the dream. Wingman.
One of the most acrobatic and productive wide receivers in the NFL, Randy Moss. Of course, played high school football with Jason Williams, the Memphis point guard in high school in West Virginia. And now puts up big numbers every Sunday here in the Twin Cities. McDonald's, I'm loving it. LeBron James on takeoff.
Oh, they went down like bowling pins on that crossover, and LeBron James giving the crowd here at the Target Center something to get excited about. Because LeBron's not getting all that much involved in this game, and you got to give Trenton Hassell a lot of credit for that. He is staying with LeBron, not letting him get the ball where he wants to get it. And when he does, right up in his chest and challenging everything. LeBron really not used to that in this first half of the season plus.
Irvin Johnson rattled home the second free throw, his first mark in the book. And here's that pressure relaxed now by Sprewell and Cassell. So Cavaliers will get across that timeline. Boozer wanted again to throw it down with the left hand. Garnett bothered it. Carlos a little bewildered that he's not at the free throw line.
Just can't quite finish, and you're right. It's the long arm of Kevin Garnett stopping those dunks.
Garnett misfired on that floater in the paint. LeBron James of the offensive end. Cavaliers looking for the lead here on this trip. Ilgauskas swinging up that hook. Garnett, he's rejected Boozer twice, but that one definitely the goaltend as that basketball was on its way down.
No argument there. The sweeping hook by Z, who did a good job of picking him up and laying him down and get that position in the paint. Boy, anytime Z gets it there, it's gold.
Zadrunas was 16. He and Jeff McGinnis pacing the Cavaliers. Cassell going all the way to the hoop.
Yeah,
way too easy.
Well, Z tried to show and then get back with his man, and in his attempt to get back to his man, screened out Jeff McGinnis. He just ran some offensive interference.
Once again, that look from Paul Silas, and he let Jeff McGinnis know that there's talking to be done right now after that last foray from Sam Cassell. All right, timeout on the floor. Don't go away now. It's been this way from the moment that the ball was thrown in the air tonight. Cavaliers in Minnesota locked up in a good one.
All we knew about the AOL top speed technology is that it was supposed to make things go fast.
What do you think, Mike? Looks good.
Don't forget when he hits that ramp, it's going to be... I tried to tell Paulie that it wasn't a good idea, but as usual, it never matters.
All right, punch it! Turns out AOL top speed technology is for the internet.
That would have been good to know beforehand.
Supercharge your internet. Get AOL 9.0 with top speed technology. Go to AOL.com.
For great goalie stops or big-time college hops, a win by a nose or swings by the pros, get it all in Sports Pack. Including NBA TV, your all-access pass for everything basketball. See live NBA games, including playoffs, behind-the-scenes coverage, exclusive content, and more. Plus, get over 25 specialty and regional sports networks. All in Sports Pack for only $12 or less per month. Order now at DirecTV.com or call 1-800-DIRECTV.
$69 apiece. As we said, so far, very highly competitive inside the Target Center. We take a look at tonight's All-Tel text message question, and don't forget you can text message Matt and yours truly on your All-Tel wireless phone at Ask Fox Ohio. Michael from Tredensburg wants to know how many wins will it take Cavaliers maybe to make the playoffs. So Matty, if the Cavaliers go 500 from this point on, they're going to wind up with about 36, 37 wins. If Ulis Ilgauskas' hook wouldn't go down, and 36, 37, we think, to answer Michael's question, it's going to have the Cavaliers right there in contention come mid-April.
As we speak, the Boston Celtics hold the 8th spot in the Eastern Conference. Of course, they're dropping like a stone, but they are winning at a 44% clip, and you go 44% times 82 games, that's a tad over 36. So it's going to be right there, 35, 36, 37. I think for the 8th spot.
All right, and again, the Cavaliers coming into tonight have 32 games left. If they were to go 16-16, they'd wind up 35 and 47. They've been playing at a better than 500 clip since December 15th.
Well, and that's the fun part for the fans and for us to kind of speculate on all that. But the coaching staff and the players don't want to look anything past this next play. You know, it's the old cliche, game at a time, but that's how you have to play it. You can't look too far down the road because there's always something that's going to jump up in front of you that you probably don't expect. For example, right now, the Tony Petit injury, and I think it's a significant one.
Minnesota in that zone. LeBron James, baseline elevation. Boozer will collect in the paint. Carlos in the crowd. This time will get the whistle and go to the line.
A tough shot attempt by LeBron James. Once again, Trenton Hassell looked like he's beaten on the play, but Garnett coming over to make that a tough one for LeBron. And Carlos Boozer, it's one of those nights where it's just not coming easy by any means, and that's when you've got to get to the offensive boards.
Look at this company for Carlos Boozer. The three players that have the most 15-point, 15-rebound games in the NBA. Kevin Garnett with 20 of them. Tim Duncan with 14. And who's number 3? Carlos Boozer with 9 15-15 games in the NBA. And if you're standing with Garnett and Duncan, you're in pretty elite company.
And as I said earlier, it's almost like you take for granted. Good look inside from a long way away. Sam Cassell finding the big wide body of Oliver Miller.
Minnesota's hot. They've hit 7 of their last 9 field goal attempts to grab this lead. Again, that zone. LeBron James will look at the 3. Kevin Garnett to take down the James miss. 5th board. Hassell will beat the Cavaliers up the floor. Paul Silas again not at all pleased with Trenton Hassell being able to run out.
Well, poor spacing against the zone defense and then a long shot, and really no lanes to the offensive board for Boozer and Ilgauskas. Have at least that against the zone defense.
Jeff McGinnis carrying a very hot hand tonight as another jumper goes down. 18 for McGinnis. 3 straight here in the 3rd quarter. Cassell through space and turned it over. McGinnis will push it. LeBron James against Garnett. LeBron James with strength and offensive foul on James. Steve Jeffy says he used the off arm to ward off Garnett.
Well, it's why Kevin Garnett is the MVP in the league right now. Look at this transition defense, getting back, and he knows that LeBron James capable of doing something spectacular. Just gave ground, went up and challenged, and LeBron also knew he was in for a tough shot. Did ward off ever so slightly.
Garnett will kick it out. Wide open look, but Hassell didn't want it. Garnett against Ilgauskas. Reach-in foul on Zagrunas. And that will be number 3 on Ilgauskas.
I think a couple of defenders for the Cavaliers have to be a little more conscious. Who's ever guarding Hassell, who's ever guarding Irvin Johnson, in this case now Oliver Miller. You got to be looking, shade off your man a little bit. You got to be ready to help on Garnett, ready to help on Sprewell or Cassell on his penetration. I noticed the Cavalier defenders staying too close with Hassell and too close with Oliver Miller.
Well, Kevin Garnett, we showed you a moment ago in conjunction with Carlos Boozer. Garnett just so explosive as Paul Silas chats with Ken Mauer.
He's probably asking about the thought that maybe LeBron did not push off on Garnett, why he didn't get the call. First, Ken Mauer said as the easy answer, it wasn't my call. It wasn't there. It's Mr. Jabby.
I thought you were going to say he said my bad.
He's like,
officials say my bad.
Stronger now.
Carlos Boozer fading away. Ilgauskas tried to keep it alive. Minnesota by 3. Derek Martin in now for Sam Cassell. Sprewell from deep. LeBron James just yanked that away from Hassell. LeBron leading the break. McGinnis gave it up to James. He missed the flush. Eric Williams on the send back that goes down.
A good looking fast break, give and go. LeBron James made a good pass. McGinnis made a good pass. I think he surprised LeBron with the pass back and unable to finish what normally is an easy one for LeBron James.
Derek Martin giving Sam Cassell that blow. Here's Sprewell. That's an offensive foul. Eric Williams knew he was helping Violet Palmer point the other way as Violet blew the whistle.
Oliver Miller trying to set that screen, and LeBron did the right thing. Just uprooted him and made him move. And that's a lot of uprooting.
Yeah, yeah. Depending on what Oliver had for breakfast.
Well, LeBron
right?
used to, as a football player, used to work those blocking sleds, right?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Eric Williams wanted to give it up to Ilgauskas, and Garnett stole it away. Kevin Garnett against LeBron James. Hassel to the hoop. Readjusted. He had to because Ilgauskas was there. Jeff McGinnis. No. Way upstairs for LeBron James, and the Cavaliers turn it over.
There's one of those decisions that you just can't afford. You know, that might go at home from time to time, but you're in a major battle here with one of the top teams in the league on their home floor. You just can't give them away like that. Now, you can go in and miss the shot all well and good, but when you're just trying to make too much happen in that case. And Jeff McGinnis, all in all, has had a very, very fine game.
And he's 8 of 11. He had a chance to pull up for a short jumper there. He's been knocking down those jumpers, as I said, 8 of 11 tonight. Eric Williams showed up to help Ilgauskas on Garnett. KG. Martin wants a 3. Boozer sealed off Oliver Miller. Carlos with his 7th rebound of the evening. Warriors could take the lead on this trip now with 45 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. LeBron James handling up top. McGinnis 3 inches bigger than Derek Martin. McGinnis will fade away. Ilgauskas kept it alive, and that's going to be 4 on Z. Got hit for going over the top. Number 4.
That's one Z just has to let go. You got to give credit to Oliver Miller. He used his body well to seal off Ilgauskas.
Cavaliers are over the limit, so march to the other end, and Oliver Miller are going to shoot a couple of free throws. Sagana Diop, Kevin Ollie to replace Zydrunas Ilgauskas and Jeff McGinnis. 33 seconds left in the opening, rather the 3rd quarter.
Miller just 57% from the line, and this is one of those situations on the 2nd free throw you want to make sure that you block out and don't give the Timberwolves another possession. Of course, they got 2 little guards in there, and Hoiberg and Derek Martin, no doubt, to set up some backcourt pressure or that delayed trap that they run.
Of course, Oliver Miller played in the NBA Finals with Charles Barkley and Kevin Johnson with the Phoenix Suns back in '92-93.
And was a major factor, but a factor, a contributor.
Strong series. Chicago won that series 4 games to 2, of course. Miller hit them both. T-Wolves by 3. James baseline. Shot clock at 8, game clock at 16. Kevin Ollie. Boozer in the paint. Carlos with strength. That's muscle from Carlos Boozer.
Oh, the reverse of the ball is what set it up and enabled Kevin Ollie to get the ball in the interior of the zone, which is weak.
Derek Martin to raise up. Not going to happen. And that will end quarter number 3. Final 12 minutes won't be any different than the first 36 have been. Carlos Boozer. A little bit of foul trouble tonight, but still bringing it strong for the Cavaliers. Minnesota by 1. Can the Cavaliers get the big ticket in check in the 4th quarter?
Are you ready for this? It's a slam dunk sales event at your Spitzer Dodge and Chrysler Jeep Superstores. Drive home a brand new Dodge Caravan or Chrysler Town & Country from only $16,995 as we reduce prices to reduce inventories on Ohio's biggest selection of Dodge and Chrysler minivans. The factory has given us special incentives that we're passing on to you. Now get a new minivan from only $16,995 only at your Spitzer Dodge and Chrysler Jeep Superstores. Don't miss it.
Bagels. I still have ways to go, Doc.
Can't just look at the scale, Dave. You gotta look at your profile.
Sure, Kaiser Permanente has advanced medical technology, but sometimes support from your doctor is what you really need.
You're working out, you're eating right, your cholesterol is down.
That's me, huh?
At Kaiser Permanente, you get to choose a doctor like Fernando Arroyo, who knows a little encouragement can do a heart good.
I'm looking good.
One phone company committed to the idea of quality. It's a spirit, it's a commitment. It's a spearmitment. What more could a customer want?
A guarantee would be nice.
Do we think alike or what? At Alltel, if you're not happy with our call quality, you can end your agreement within 15 days, guaranteed.
Spearmint.
A quality guarantee?
You got that right.
Alltel.
I just saved $6,000 on a car that I'm ashamed to take out of the garage.
It's not a great deal unless it's a great car.
And Toyota Camry is a great car. So well built, so well equipped. No wonder it's the best-selling car in America. And now you can take advantage of big factory savings on a new 04 Camry. Remember, it's not a great deal unless it's a great car.
What was I thinking? I should have gotten a Toyota.
Why settle for anything less? See your Toyota dealer today.
We said it's been highly competitive, and it has. Kevin Garnett, a major force, of course. Zydrunas Ilgauskas, Jeff McGinnis. Big offensive games for the Cavaliers. And now, winning time here inside the Target Center in downtown Minneapolis, Minnesota. Great to have you along tonight on Fox Sports Net. With Matt Gukas and all of our fine crew, I'm Michael Regai. You see it by the number. Minnesota outscoring the Cavaliers in the third to turn around what was a 5-point Cavalier halftime lead. Kevin Ollie, DeJuan Wagner, LeBron James, Carlos Boozer, Sagana Diop on the floor to begin the fourth quarter. Kevin Garnett will stay on with Derek Martin, Fred Hoiberg, Trenton Hassell, and Mark Madsen. So Garnett the only starter for Minnesota. Boozer now to raise up baseline, and he'll stick it. Carlos has got 14. Matty, he's starting to catch a little fire here in the second half.
Well, it's twice now he's gotten inside the zone of Minnesota, and Cavaliers using just about all of that shot clock, but finding Boozer at just the right time.
Now Hassell will turn the corner. Garnett to raise up and ring it up. 27 for Kevin Garnett.
Kevin Garnett just feels so confident and comfortable right now, whether it's Zydrunas Ilgauskas and now Sagana Diop, unable to really stay with him on the perimeter. It's just not their natural instinct to guard somebody like that. Tony Battie was more of a perimeter defender, although it's not that easy for him either.
Cavaliers without Tony Battie for at least 2 more games. Now LeBron James gave it up. Ali to raise up. Garnett kept Sagana Diop off the glass. Minnesota by 1. They're resting Sam Cassell and Latrell Sprewell. Hassell went to the hole. Good hands, LeBron James. Cavalier basketball as we take a look at our continental numbers through 3 quarters. Look at the Cavaliers shooting 52% on the road.
Still holding up, and LeBron James has yet to catch fire in this game.
Juan Wagner went 2 for 4 in his 11 first half minutes. Of course, Juani's scoring boost have been big in the fourth quarter. Off the spin, Wagner misfires. Garnett will lead the T-Wolves to the offensive end. Pick and roll for Garnett. Pump fake shot, dropped the short jumper. He's got 29.
That's a big time move there by Garnett. That big hop to get separation from Diop. You know, going one-on-one against his Timberwolves defense. Now, they don't have their top-notch players in there right now other than Garnett and Hassell as defenders, but one-on-one isn't going to do it. You're going to have to make some drawing kicks, some feeds inside.
LeBron James tightly checked by Hassell. Shot clock at 4. DeJuan Wagner off balance. Maybe got a shove as he was trying to elevate.
No maybes, he did.
The Cavaliers on 0 for 3 since the Boozer make. Hoiberg turned the corner, had it ripped away by DeJuan Wagner.
It may have gotten away with the grab there, so it could be a makeup of non-calls.
LeBron James thinking about the 3. Now taking the deep 3 that's right there.
You know what, Mike? I think LeBron's so happy to not see Trenton Hassell in his face. Saw Hoiberg there. Maybe I'll get a shot off without a hand right in my face.
LeBron went 4 for 4 on 3-point attempts the other night. Boozer on the rejection of Derek Martin. As Carlos said, get that out of here. As Latrell Sprewell and Gary Trent are going to check in. 8:50 left. We look at the Boozer send away.
Cavaliers hanging tough at both ends. Carlos Boozer bothered by fouls, starting to come alive, all tied at the Target Center.
The new Ford F-150 has the strongest, toughest frame, the highest payload capacity, the most towing strength, and the quietest interior. So what do you give the truck that has everything? The 2004 Motor Trend Truck of the Year Award. Only this truck earned the right to be the next F-150. If you haven't looked at Ford lately, look again.
Introducing Subway's new Atkins-friendly wraps, like the savory chicken bacon ranch wrap and the turkey and bacon melt wrap. Packed with all the delicious taste you'd expect from Subway, but with under 11 net carbs. They'll help you satisfy your low-carb goals. As for your other goals, like avoiding your in-laws indefinitely, well, there you're on your own. The new Atkins-friendly wraps from Subway. Good, so you don't always have to be.
More people are winning with the Hyundai Santa Fe. It's loaded with standard features for $4,400 less than a Toyota Highlander when comparably equipped. Now available with four-wheel drive with traction control and a more powerful 3.5-liter engine. And only Hyundai has America's best warranty, 10 years, 100,000 miles. The 2004 Hyundai Santa Fe starting at just $17,084 with utility package. With Hyundai, you win. Get a 2004 Santa Fe with up to $2,000 cash back at your local Hyundai dealer.
It is even at 82 apiece. We'll come down the stretch to get it settled here at the Target Center. It's time for our Geico Direct moment. Flip Saunders, Cuyahoga Heights native, telling everyone that Kevin Garnett, of course, did not look at being an injury replacement for Shaquille O'Neal. As a slap in the face, it was an unbelievable opportunity, but Flip Saunders had a good thing going with the big ticket here in 8 of their 9 years together in Minneapolis. 7 straight trips to the postseason, and of course, Matty Flip Saunders will coach the Western Conference All-Star.
And obviously has to answer a lot of questions about All-Star festivities, all kinds of chatter. Who makes it, who doesn't make it, who's going, who's not going. Best thing he says, I'm not talking about it, I'm just going. Stay out of trouble, though. No matter what you say, you offend somebody.
Seemingly.
Yeah, you're trying to give Kevin Garnett a compliment, and you're taking a shot at somebody else. And Flip Saunders, I know, doesn't mean to do that.
The shot clock was at 4 as Martin had to launch that long-range 3, and the Cavaliers get a stop on the 24-second violation. And now we'll come to the offensive end, looking to regain the lead as Kevin Garnett is getting the respite now. I can't imagine it'll be for more than a couple of minutes.
And once again, no Garnett and no Cassell, and Flip Saunders will immediately get Cassell up. That's living dangerously. One of those two guys, you would think, as the season wears on in the playoffs, will always be on the floor.
Kevin Ollie, boots her from the baseline. No, it rattled out on him. Giving the Cavaliers the lead. Once again, the wine and gold. Competition level at a premium against one of the best clubs in the NBA. Sprewell hard to the rim. Matson's got another offensive board.
Yeah, where else? He's always going to be around there. He is one guy that you do have to lay a body on. He's just flails in there.
All fresh 24 for the T-Wolves. Gary Trent against Carlos Boozer. Hoiberg for 3. Buried it.
Hoiberg shoots it at just under 40%. You have to stay tight to him. I thought DeJuan Wagner was there and certainly challenged the shot.
It breaks the tie. Ollie spinning to the rim, and he'll get to the free throw line. Kevin Ollie through some daylight as here comes Sam Cassell back for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Cassell back with 12 points on the evening. Derek Martin will sit down. Boy, the Cavaliers needed to answer that big three-point hit from Fred Hoiberg.
Well, I said earlier, Michael, that the one-on-one stuff is not going to work against a good defensive team like Minnesota, and they are 3rd best in field goal percentage against. But right now, with Kevin Garnett not in the game, their best shot blocker and shot changer on the bench, this is the time. If you get the opportunity, you can put the ball on the floor. Take it hard to the basket. Nobody will bother your shot.
Kevin Ollie with a pair of free throw makes. Minnesota to the offensive end, up by 1. We approach the 7-minute mark. Sprewell got the corner turned and went all the way to the hoop. 19 for Sprewell.
And Saganachop has to find a way to be there, no matter who he is guarding. He's got to be looking to help out right now, whether it's with Trent or Matson. He's got to clog that lane defensively.
Kevin Ollie off the jump pick. Jeff McGinnis gave it up to Boozer. Carlos will get to the free throw line as Boozer looking to extend with that left hand, and he got hacked to get to the strike.
Carlos Boozer, normally very stoic out on the floor, has really been talking to himself. That's the third time now he has gone strong with the left hand, which is usually money for him. The other two were bothered by Garnett. This time he at least gets to the free throw line, but he's talking to himself, why can't I finish?
Zydrunas Ilgauskas will check back in for Sagana Diop. Z was 16 points and 5 boards tonight. Zydrunas 6 of 9 from the floor as Boozer will look to split the pair. Carlos the 76%er at the line. He'll do that. Boozer's got 15. Cavaliers have 4 of their starters in double figures, paced by Jeff McGinnis tonight with 18.
Here you want to be as tough as possible on Sam Cassell, not let him back you down in post positions, and really keep an eye on Spree.
Now here's Matson. LeBron James almost had a rip away. Sprewell will come up short. Clayburgh. Fill it up.
McGinnis did what he had to do. He took him off the dribble, or took him off the shot, and made him put it on the floor, but just a good offensive play by Hoiberg.
The lead is 4 now. They've extended their lead with Kevin Garnett on the bench.
There's that standstill post up for Z. You know, he's got an overwhelming advantage against Mark Matson, but he's got to get on the move a little bit so he catches tighter to the lane. Now they got to go against zone defense.
Eric Williams getting back off the Cavalier bench. Shot clock at 5. Got to get busy. We'll be at 3 now, and it's never mind. Forget the 3. Minnesota basketball. Turnover Cavaliers.
Just did not recognize the situation, the shot clock. The fact that Minnesota is just tiny right now. A little high-low action between Boozer and Ilgauskas will get you a very high percentage shot.
And Flip Saunders is able to buy a little more time with rest for Kevin Garnett. Minnesota's got a chance to go up 6, maybe 7. Sprewell from the baseline. This is a 6-point Minnesota lead. Paul Silas got to get a timeout. Latrell Sprewell, they're having another huge night against the Cavaliers. He's got 21 and Minnesota leads by 6. It is critical time for the Cavaliers when we come back on Fox Sports Net.
To cure athlete's foot, you've got to be fast on your feet. And nothing lets you treat faster than Lamisil AT. Lamisil AT cures athlete's foot with just 1 week's use. Not even a prescription can beat that. If you use Tinactin or Lotrimin AF, you'll be treating for 4 long weeks. Who's gonna do that? When your feet itch and burn, using Lamisil AT 1 week is proven to kill the fungus and keep you athlete's foot free for 3 months. Lamisil AT. There's no better way to cure athlete's foot.
Imagine having it all. The Total Choice Premier package from DirecTV delivers over 195 channels of our best programming, including all of our premium services, HBO, Stars, Showtime, Cinemax, and Sports Pack. Get more movies, more sports, and the maximum entertainment variety with Total Choice Premier. Call 1-800-DIRECTV and order today.
Toyota dealers now.
Cavaliers basketball on Fox Sports Net here in the Twin Cities, being brought to you tonight by your local Ford store. If you haven't looked at Ford lately, look again. By Jack Daniel's Tennessee Whiskey. Nobody makes whiskey like Jack Daniel's. And by Hyundai, when your car comes with America's best warranty, you win. Great to have you along tonight out of downtown Minneapolis. Michael Regai, Matt Gukas, Kevin Garnett is back, but while Garnett was down, the Timberwolves outscored the Cavaliers 9-3.
Out for 3 minutes, and the Cavaliers really hurting themselves more at the offensive end than anything.
Ilgauskas, he's got nowhere to go. Boozer against Garnett. Carlos will duck through. Came up on the underside of the rim. Critical time for the Cavaliers. Down by 6 in Minnesota with it. We close in on 5 minutes left. Sprewell. Crossing over. Sprewell didn't get it to fall. LeBron James at the offensive end. James got wrapped up by Sam Cassell, who just taking the foul against James. Let's take a look at our Lexus game summary. It'll show you Cavaliers trail a lot of lead changes, very close tonight. No clubs led by more than 6.
Yeah, but just not taking advantage of the absence of Garnett. You see what he means. That Carlos Boozer again had one of those left-hand moves right to the rim and rushed it because of the presence of Garnett.
Ilgauskas being guarded by Mark Madsen. Shot clock now at 6. McGinnis. Ilgauskas to unload. Boozer's going to get an offensive board. Might have got away with a push-off. No whistle.
At every offensive possession, an adventure for the Cavaliers, just not getting any good looks.
Nope. Eric Williams. Once again, Cavaliers on the perimeter. The shot clock at 8. LeBron James. Nowhere to go. McGinnis for 3. Bang! Oh, Jeff McGinnis with a huge triple that went down.
Wow, that's a balance. If the Cavaliers ever need that, but Michael, nobody has made a hard cut in about 8 minutes for the Cavaliers. Somebody's got to cut through the lane and take a defender with them.
Cavaliers back to within 3. Hoiberg, quick fire triple, and it's right there. Killing the Cavaliers in the 4th quarter.
It's the Freddie Hoiberg show, doing it from the perimeter, and the Cavaliers are well aware that you have to stay up on him.
McGinnis, bad decision. Had the little runner and tried to give it up to Boozer. Turnover Cavaliers. This crowd wants Hoiberg and Sprewell to keep firing. Latrell Sprewell splashing a 3. 9-point Minnesota lead. Paul Silas got a timeout. 24 for Sprewell. They've hit 3 threes in the 4th quarter to open up a 9-point lead. There's your difference. We'll be right back.
I really can't stay.
Baby, it's cold outside.
I've got to go away.
Baby, it's cold out there.
This evening has been
Hoping that you
so
drop in.
very nice.
I'll take your hands. They're cold as
I ought to say no, 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 sir. At least I'm gonna say that I tried.
What's the sense of hurting my
I
pride?
really can't stay.
Baby, don't hold out.
Oh, but it's cold.
On the oven it. All the action. A sandwich fries Coke, it's a chain reaction.
Order up a tasty cheddar melt sandwich at McDonald's today. It's a seasoned beef patty topped with zesty teriyaki onions and melted cheddar cheese sauce on a fresh rye bun. Make it an extra value meal for only $3.99. The cheddar melt sandwich from McDonald's. Get it while it's hot.
McDonald's, I'm loving it.
The new GMC Envoy XUV. Multifunctional, adaptable, retractable. The revolutionary Envoy XUV. The sport utility with more utility. Only at your GMC dealer. Professional grade engineering. It's not more than you need, just more than you're used to.
Minnesota has opened up a 9-point lead. They've hit 3 threes in the 4th quarter. There's your difference.
Well, and Freddie Hoiberg, even if he's not making shot, which he happens to be doing, he spreads the floor, and you have to be out with him, and it's just wide open spaces for everybody else. And just the movement, the quickness of Latrell Sprewell, too much for the Cavaliers defenders, whether it's LeBron James or Eric Williams. Cannot stay with Spree.
Their last 15 points, the Timberwolves, 8 from Fred Hoiberg, 2 threes included, 7 from Latrell Sprewell. Eric Williams in a post-up. Garnett rejected it, but Hoiberg, nowhere near, got the size to handle Eric Williams and was pushing underneath. Foul on Hoiberg.
Guess who was coming over? Mr. Do-Everything, Kevin Garnett, ready to help his teammates to block the shot and change the shot.
Another thing hurting the Cavaliers, 8.5 minutes into this fourth quarter, just a second team foul on Minnesota. LeBron James coming off a pick and never getting the jumper to the rim.
Offense has been the problem here in the fourth. No question about it. No execution, no ball movement, no player movement.
Cavaliers are down by 9. Three-point deluge is hurt. Cassell can't get it to fall. Madsen just went over the top of Carlos Boozer on the loose ball foul. It's 15 fouls, so the Cavaliers will be shooting it now at the offensive end, which will help down by 9 if they can cash out free throws.
Well, normally the Cavaliers are not a team that picks up full court and puts man-to-man pressure on, but this is a tremendous opportunity to do it. They have no team fouls. At the 3:05 mark, they have now until the 2-minute mark to commit of 3 team fouls, 4 team fouls, so you can gamble, go for some steals. Who knows, you might come up with 1 or 2, and if you don't get it, you can afford the team foul. Of course, Cassell's an excellent ball handler.
Couple of makes Carlos Boozer. 17 points tonight, Boozer. No pressure on Cassell after the slight from Jeff McInnes. Inside the 3-minute mark, Minnesota's lead is 7. Still doable for the Cavaliers. Must-have stops. Here's Kevin Garnett. Wheeling on Ilgauskas. Picture-perfect jumper, Kevin Garnett. He's got 31. 31 for Garnett, 24 for Sprewell. Hoiberg off the bench with 10, 8 of them in this quarter. This is McInnes looking at Zydrunas Ilgauskas. C will lean in, put it down off the window. Got the foul from Madsen, and one more from the line.
Yeah, Madsen is getting away with a lot of bumping and grinding and pushing and shoving. 2 hands, grab. And C did the right thing, just the head fake to get him off balance and just bang into him.
Cavaliers have 4 in double figures. Jeff McInnes with 21, Ilgauskas with 18, looking for 19. Boozer with 17, and LeBron James with 14. Every point's a big one now.
And no pressure really by the Cavaliers with over 2 minutes to go. You force the T-Wolves to do something they don't want to do. They're just picking their whoever they want to get the ball to.
Which is Kevin Garnett. Garnett hard through the paint. Didn't get the roll. LeBron James at the offensive end. We'll hit the 2-minute mark. Cavaliers down 7. Blocking foul is going to go on Sam Cassell, who can't believe it, as Ken Maurer made the call. LeBron James will get to the free throw line. Cavaliers need, you said it, Manny, going to be helped with the clock stopped here if they can get to the stripe.
Sam Cassell saying that LeBron pushed off, but in days of old, Sam would really be yakking right now, making a big deal out of it with the officials. So to his credit, to Garnett's credit, to Flip Saunders and the staff's credit, they have all gotten Sam Cassell away from that constant chatter with officials.
LeBron James will look to split the pair, trying to get the Cavaliers back to within 6, and he just missed 2. Not going to be able to make up a 7-point deficit in 2 minutes if you don't make free throws. It's that simple.
Everything would have to go right. Plus, you got to force some turnovers, and it's tough to do against this team.
Cavaliers have missed their last 3 free throws. Zydrunas Ilgauskas with 1, and LeBron James missed both. And Kevin Garnett makes him pay dearly by draining a jumper. Kevin Garnett with 33.
And it's so much easier for Kevin Garnett to be playing with an exceptional point guard like Cassell, who's just done a beautiful job of orchestrating tonight and all season long.
Off the Jeff McInnes missed jumper. Minnesota starting to smell the kill now here, up by 9 with only 80 seconds left. Looking to put the Cavaliers away. Kevin Garnett spoke it again. On fire with 35. For my money, he's the best player in the NBA. I've said it before, and I'm not going to waver from it.
He certainly is this year. And it's not to take away from any of the other great players. He's had a fabulous year, but right now that's a huge mismatch with Zydrunas Ilgauskas trying to play Garnett on the perimeter.
And look at him play in the defensive end. Stepping in and creating a steal. Kevin Garnett is the best player in this league.
Well, you know, you say great player, best player. What makes a great player is he does everything, and he makes his teammates better. And he is, no question, the energy, the life, the heart, the soul of this franchise. And they're all on their feet right now, showing their appreciation for Kevin Garnett.
Chanting MVP, and he very well could be.
No question about it right now.
So the Cavaliers, as late as the 4.5-minute mark, had this one tied up, and then it just got away from them. On the turnover by Cassell with 39 seconds left. LeBron James going to hoist up a long-range three. LeBron is one of his last 7 here in the fourth quarter. So the Cavaliers are going to lose for the second game in a row. Overtime against the LA Lakers, and here tonight in Minneapolis. Cassell's jumper won't go down. And this one is a history in the Target Center. Cavaliers now got a big one tomorrow night. They'll have to regroup against Washington's Wizards at the Gun. It's over. Kevin Garnett with a 35-point, 12-rebound explosion. He went 5 of 6 in the fourth quarter. Had the last 6 Minnesota points. Garnett and the Timberwolves with a 103-92 win over the Cavaliers. Don't go away. We'll come back and break it down for you. All of that next out of the Target Center on Fox Sports Net.